I suppose for me, obviously there was my early years of childhood, being involved with the T model and all that sort of stuff, and then Mum and Dad had let's say a break for a few years, and I sort of, with high school and all that sort of stuff, and I wasn't going to much hot rodding stuff back then, but I think it was then, once you'd moved back to the Gold Coast, and I started to then, go to some of the hot rod events. And I always still had a keen interest in it, even when you were living in Sydney. Every now and then I'd see you when I'd go to Valor with other hot rod families. I think I went with Graham and Daff Cowan one year in their Roadster. So always had still that keen interest for those hot rod, those high school years, but then I suppose it really then the bug started to bite me more once I got my licence, or started to get my licence.
Did.
I suppose those influences of...
Yeah, you come
FJ.
Around and told me you wanted to buy an FJ.
Oh, yeah, yep.
That's right. And I think I went and had a look at it with you, and...
Yeah.
Yeah.
It had some rust and that in it.
Yeah.
I drove it for a little while and...
Yeah. You had to replace the sills and stuff in it, I think, and...
I think I did the hot motor in it though before I repainted it and did all the body work and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So priorities, made sure I did all the drivetrain and hotted the engine up before I
fixed
the car and made it structurally sound. So,
as you do.
Yeah. Then I suppose it led from there, and ended up with a hot rod project through. Effectively a raffle, at one of the hot rod shows at Parklands, and I won the raffle, and I was able to cash that in.
Yeah, you won a trip to New Zealand.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Through Graham Patterson. And
which
then,
was worth, what?
$2,500 or $3,000 or something.
Yeah, I thought about 2.
Yeah.
But and he had the Track T
Yeah, the Track T project, sort of a half-finished.
And you had nothing to do and couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah. I was having a little holiday from driving for 12 months. Because of,
forced holiday.
Figured, what better time to build a hot rod, because I can't go anywhere on weekends and night times. So, that was when we built the Track T in, I was still living at home then obviously, and it was about 10 or 11 months we built the Track T. It was fairly quick. And then it came... I still remember I got my licence back at 12 a.m. midnight on this day must have been the end of September. And I hopped in the car at 2 a.m. in the morning and drove to Valor Park Rod Run, because it had just started that day. So... I forget that. Drove down there, followed.
I remember you following us down. We were there.
No, I travelled down that year with Andrew Levine, and I think Megan might have been in Tirana or something.
Yeah, that's right.
Followed us down as well. So we came across that bad accident.
That's right.
On the way down at Grafton. So. But that was I suppose my, first hot rod that I'd built, kind of from the ground up. The FJ was fun, and did racing and street racing and all sorts of shit in that back in the day. But as far as a pure hot rod, the Track T was my first.
Yeah, you hand formed the nose and all that on that.
So that was kind of my transition into it, and then from there it obviously snowballs from there, and I don't know, how did we then get you into it?
I don't know. Same thing. I bought into it. Went to every Valor and Yamba that I can remember. Not all of them, but a lot of them, and I don't know. The bug bit pretty hard at 12. I saw a HRU at Valor.
That's right. Yeah.
I think
One of these
Was
HRU.
it Trent Hamills? Trent Hamills or
remember who
someone
it was,
from
but, yeah.
one of the boys from Armidale. Finisterre Green HRU, and it was just perfect.
You were in love.
That's right.
And then, yeah, that was the goal. It was a first car. It was a HRU.
Yeah.
Yeah, before you had your licence.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was next year. I was 13. I got the first one, and it was a project. I think it was more of a test than a project.
Did we buy that for your birthday?
Yeah, it was. There was not a lot left of it, but I think it was more about the test than actually getting it done.
Yeah.
And then that sold that and got one that was running and still needed work, and then started on that, rust repairs and lowering it, wheels, all of that stuff, paint job.
Yeah.
And it was a different style, that lowbrow sort of metal flake and flat blake thing was in the scene then.
That's right. We metal flaked the roof, didn't we?
That's right.
Yep. It was
Yeah.
VB can green on the roof with lots of metal flake. And,
Okay.
it's flat black on the bottom, and then drove that on my learners to Yamba.
Is that Yamba?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. And then on the way back, I think, because Dad was in the car with me, I think we decided to. Mum was driving the 34 home with the camper behind it. See, driving a hot rod with the trailer behind it.
Yeah.
We decided to build a hot rod, I think. And got home, put the HR up for sale, it sold. And it didn't take that long to sell, really.
No.
We knew where there was a altered / T-bucket,
That's right.
roadster mould. There was actually a race car one that was sitting around at Graham's house, and went around, did a deal, got that, and started from there. Poured all the money out of that out of the HR into that.
That's right.
Yeah, had a ton of cars since then, but not many. None have lasted.
No. But I mean, that was, in the overall scheme of things too, that's a fairly iconic car, and it's weird to say that because you're still so young, but, it's been on cover of heaps of magazines and,
like
I
that
think
one.
Street Machine covered it. Oh yeah, there's the Cruiser magazine cover and...
Yeah, it was, I don't know. I suppose I don't really understand why it did so well, but it was probably just mainly because I was younger, I suppose. But
He
played it with a hot rod.
yeah, he played with a hot rod.
No, it was different too. It had Valiant
Yeah, it
motor
was different.
and different windshield,
I-
different to what other people did a
I
T-bucket.
remember my room at Mum and Dad's. There was a photo of it was hot rods of yesteryears was the photo. It was
Oh yeah.
about a metre tall, and it just had photos of all old hot rods, and the car was styled from about 4 of the cars on that, like the roll bar shape and the stance, and just doing something different, I suppose.
Yeah.
It
Well,
was
that's it. It was different to other
it was a
T-buckets on the road.
big
the
swing
time.
to the left from what was happening in hot rodding at the time, I suppose.
Most T-buckets were full of chrome and gloss paint and
Yeah, got got a lot of crap for not having a V8 and not building a hot rod the way it should be and blah blah blah, but that's alright, it didn't really bother me.
Well, I went through the same with my 4-cylinder,
And
so you got the same with the 6.
and then I suppose that then led into drag racing for me is now my biggest hobby. I made a pass in the bucket. It was like a 13.9 or something, and then yeah, it was all downhill from there. The money left the chat. Yeah, pulled the engine out pretty much a week after that pass. Put a different cam in it and head work and more than what was already done to the car, and just went quicker and quicker. And
what did you get it down to in the end?
it went at 12:36 at 100 and it was 102 mile an hour or something. So still not overly fast, but for a naturally aspirated 6-cylinder, for a P plate or two, it was pretty quick. And I think probably one of the biggest memories that I have that also bit pretty hard was Dad, I'm not sure where he was, I think he might have been in the States. Granddad came down and we went to the 50th of Surf's Paradise reunion down at the Gold Coast. Obviously Surf's isn't around, I never went there, but we took my bucket down, Granddad was in it, and the old cars that were there and the history, and Granddad got stopped every 2 seconds for people he hadn't seen in 40 years. Standard, but it was a great day, and I suppose the history of racing was more what it was about for me.
It was good.
Grassroots racing, not just getting handed the keys to something that you can't drive. Working on your stuff.
Yeah, that's where it all started back then.
We've all had to hand build our own shit in our sheds.
Well, most of the front engine rails were hand built then. There was no pro builds around.
Well, even Les Winter last night at that other event talking about his first
55
race car, a Wild Bunch car that he built with a stick welder on his garage floor.
Dirt. Dirt floor, I think, or something.
So it's there's a lot of those sorts of stories, but it's interesting that I've never really thought about it, but you had a 4-cylinder as one of your formative hot rods. My first hot rod was a V6. Your Chevy
you got
V6,
a bit of crap over your
one.
V6.
And you got you had your 6-cylinder bucket
Hemi.
as well. So I don't know. There's obviously a common theme there that we
to be different.
Well,
I
suppose we've always kind of been a little bit like that. We haven't always built everything like everyone else would. We've then subsequently found it really difficult to sell our cars over the years because we build them to what we want, not just to what the perceived desire.
What your mother goes on about.
And even with your bucket, although it was a sort of an iconic car, it was a little hard to sell.
You got a certain niche you got to get into.
It was hard to sell for me, but I know it seems everyone else has had pretty easy success selling it because it's up to about the 10.
If they're run of the mill cars, they seem to go quicker. But they're run of the mill cars. Not different. So.
And then I suppose it turns back to where did you start racing? What was the first road that you raced on?
In the 37.
And what was the first track?
Well, track-wise was Surf's Paradise. Road-wise was one of the straights around Banyo. In the 37 with a flathead racing he called a hot mini minor. Not a Morris minor, a mini. And I beat him.
Well, you'd hope so. But they were quick in the day.
The old flathead with the crash box.
Yeah.
Which I blew up a few times. You can't change them quick, I found.
No.
So then, I think you raced the
Zephyr.
The Zephyr as well, which was pretty handy.
Used to have guys come and chase me down to race around the suburbs. And then we got the Executioner that we stripped out the FX body and cut everything out like you have done to the Falcon.
Mm.
And it was grey motored.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the mate's grey motor out of his FJ. And
Oh, was that Ray's motor?
yeah,
Right.
yeah, because he beat my Zephyr. He was the only one that can beat it.
That's right. You guys were like the yellow Deuce Coupe and the black
Yeah.
55 of Banyo, weren't
Yeah,
you? You were the Zephyr and the FJ that were the two fastest things in town.
Yeah. I think Greg lined that drag race up.
Yeah.
And then the three of you ended up racing
in
a car together, building a
racing
car together.
executioner together.
And what times did the executioner run?
It ended up pulling 15 nines,
Yeah.
which wasn't bad for a grey motor
For a grey motor.
back
yeah.
then. You know,
Because that would have still been a crash box, or would it have, did you have a
it
four
was still a
speed?
sprint. No, it was still a 3-speed.
Still a 3-speed crash box, shit.
Yeah, with a floor shift.
Yeah.
Used to pop synchros all the time until we found out you'd braze them in so they wouldn't pop out.
Yep.
You know.
And then, obviously, you went away from drag racing for a bit. You
Yeah,
were
well, I
doing a lot
got
of
married
speedway.
and didn't have the money to keep drag racing.
Yep, and then down in Sydney, you were doing a lot of speedway stuff down there.
Yeah, I was crewing for a sprint car. But back in the early days, before I had the 37, I used to crew for a guy in a Ecker Speedway on saloon cars.
Yep.
We used to smash
Brisbane Exhibition Speedway, yeah.
used to smash FJs up like they were going out of fashion.
Yeah.
So that's where all the FJs went.
Criminal.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
You know, they were the car to race. They were just so good.
Mm.
Yeah.
You know.
And then you did a bit of racing with the 35 Chevy Ute.
34
Coupe.
Coupe Ute,
Coupe
yeah.
Ute.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah, drag race it at Willowbank, didn't I?
Mm. Yeah, a few times.
Pulled
yeah.
a flat 13.
Yeah.
Yeah. Had a hot 307.
Yeah.
Bored to 327 and what was the power drive?
It certainly looked the goods, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, you should try and buy that back and then give it to me and Mason and we'll fix it and make it a real race car.
Don't worry, your mother would love it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if
still
it's
with
still
the,
for sale.
It is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Still with the put the big wing back in on. Yeah, it's still for sale.
Well, the wing doesn't exist anymore. I think
Still
it's
for
all-
sale.
We'll get another one.
Coupe Ute still for sale.
Yeah.
How do you know? You tried
Still
to buy
on
it?
Facebook.
Is it?
Yeah.
There you go.
If anyone wants to sponsor it, buy it.
Well,
Um,
I'll sell the Tudor and buy the Ute back.
There you go.
Put a 383 in it.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Has it still got the wing?
No, it
No.
doesn't.
No.
Stretcher's got the wing.
Yeah. Well,
It's
has
all-
he still got the
It's all
wing?
mangled. It's on the wall.
Oh, did he
Smoked.
have it on when he flipped it?
Yeah, when he flipped it, it was on the car.
Ah, okay. Ah, I didn't know it was on the wall.
Yeah, I asked him about it
Oh.
long ago.
Okay. Oh, they're easy to make.
Yeah. And then I suppose, how did you let's not get into racing, obviously? Your FJ.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yep.
That's right.
Yeah, the FJ. Yeah, I mean, before the FJ, I just had I had a '76 Chrysler Galant, and I used to take that off road, like bush bashing and rally driving through the streets and all that. Yeah, with Josh and Darius years ago.
I'm just finding out.
Sorry,
about
Mum.
this now.
Yeah.
Along
And
with other
then,
things.
and then yeah, when I had the FJ, I
It was
was
a nice little car.
I was heavily into the rockabilly scene and all that on the Gold Coast back then. So yeah, had that, and I suppose the first road I ever raced it on was out the back of Surface Meadows tennis complex. There was a road, I forget the name of the actual road.
Out
but it
Broad
went-
Beach one.
out the back of Broad Beach,
Yeah.
that road that used to sort of link up with Mudgeeraba, I
Yep.
think eventually.
Yeah.
Out the back of the tennis complex, there was a racetrack out there that everyone used to congregate, on Friday and Saturday nights. Or
Yeah.
you'd meet up in Surface. There was a Mobile or an Ampol near the Hoyts Cinema.
Yeah.
We all used to meet there, and then it'd either be, there'd be some of the big boys in town with like their Chryslers with 440s and all that in them, and we'd follow them, and they'd race light to light, from there down to Miami and back of a night time. Sometimes we'd end up out at Surface Meadows, out racing out there. I remember actually being the starter flag guy, like they do with the flashlight these days. I was the starter for an RX3, an RX4, and they were like a Bridgeport and a peripheral ported rotary, and these things were just the fastest cars around. But man, that was loud being between those two cars as they took off at 8,000 revs or whatever they were stepping
rev
the
it.
clutch.
Yeah.
So that was sort of the first strip, the first road, and then the first track I ever raced on, I think, was probably Willowbank when I had the FJ.
No, you raced the track T at Surface Paradise.
No, that was after that because I had the FJ before the track T.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
maybe.
Was Willowbank?
No, when I raced at Surface, it was the Operation Drag.
Oh, that's right. They closed the strip up and we only used half of it.
Yeah, that's right. So I raced at Willowbank in the FJ. I think I did like a low 15, or something in it. That was with a 4-speed, hot grey motor, built by Greg, one of Dad's mates, that raced the Executioner. And then after that, I don't know whether we talk about that now, but I got involved through the Hot Rod Club in helping to run Operation Drag, which was using the old Surface Paradise racetrack, or the latter half of the drag strip, and it was where the police were trying to get street racing off the streets, so they were inviting all the young kids to come and race the coppers, and they had their own car, police car, they'd race, whoever on the day. And Gold Coast Street Riders we were back then, we helped do the scrutineering and run the event and all that sort of stuff, because two of the coppers were actually in our club. As it turned out, I'd done heaps of laps at Surface Paradise.
Yeah.
But we never thought Surface Paradise would ever get demolished completely. It wasn't long after that they just got rid of it, and I think the Japanese moved in and they developed it into a golf complex or lakes or whatever.
The
it is,
land
so.
that the strip was on is still there.
Yeah, it's parkland now.
Yeah,
or something.
parkland. It wasn't ever built on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, from that, obviously, building hot rods and family and all of that stuff. And then, I remember you going to race the coupe, the 34 coupe a few times, and then I think the Tudor got raced a fair bit more.
Yeah, well, that photo's at Willowbank, coming off the line, staring into the sun in the afternoon.
Yeah. And then tripped it down to Sydney
Took that to Sydney.
the nostalgias, and then I remember the Violator.
Yeah, we had the Violator, which was a little prefect panel van that we got the body shell donated from Jim Peel, Stretch.
Oh, that's
He
right.
donated the body to us, and we ended up running first of all, we had a 6-cylinder in it. Then we changed to a tough Clevo later on in its life. And
This was with a few other
a
people.
couple of other mates, Dean Webb and initially Colin Mitchell, Crash, and then Crash sort of came away from it, and Graham came in and took his place, and we travelled, a bit of the countryside racing it, Roma, Benaraby, Sydney, we raced it down there, obviously Willowbank, that sort of thing.
Yeah. You said Roma, didn't you?
Yeah. And then, sold that, and I didn't have a race car for
Well, it got a
quite
bit-
some time.
got a
It
bit hard.
Got a bit hard, you know.
with
and-
3 people and
Yeah, and you know, breaking parts and all that sort of stuff, and working out who had to pay for what.
Yeah.
So, then yeah, once Mason, you know, once I knew that the racing bug had bit him good and proper, we then hatched a plan to build the Executioner.
which was they had already bought as a race team and was a project to be a second car, and then when all of that got dispersed, I think one of the guys ended up with it, and then he only wanted $1,000 for it.
Yeah.
That's right.
And I think it was just after I'd sold the bucket,
Yep.
so I handed him $1,000 cash, and then we took it home.
Yeah, and then from there, did we have it at home for ages before we built it, or did we build it straight away?
It was at home for about a year, and we sort of didn't really touch it. And then we had taken the bucket to, before that, mud run, and then we'd missed a mud run, and we decided in 12 months build the Executioner for mud run.
That's right.
And it was, just purely to go, you know, sideways on the track.
I think we always had it in mind though that it would be a multi-purpose.
It was going to be multi-purpose, and so it's an XK Falcon gasser. Back then it was super basic, you know. It was an L300 front end, just jacked up with Deleca springs in it.
Hilux stiff.
Hilux stiff on standard leaf springs, and we just cut everything out of it.
Yeah. Every panel.
And it was a pump motor from the mines, 350.
Yep.
But standard rods and pistons, put a big manifold carby on it, big camshaft. It made 300 horsepower.
Yeah, and we did like 12.1 or something, didn't we? Or 12.0
We
something.
got it down to that eventually.
Eventually.
We took it to mud run, had a ball out there, 4 people in it, sideways, and then the worst thing was probably taking it to the track, because then it was really downhill from there. It never went back to mud run. It will never go back on the dirt.
And now it's got a 400 and something cubic inch dart motor in it.
But it was fun. It was an evolution of a car, just making it go quicker and quicker and figuring stuff out. I think the first pass we ever made, it was like 13.5. And then, we stepped that down. We got that same motor, just with suspension upgrades to it was like 12 flat, I think it went. And quite a few of the trophies hanging around are from it running 12 flats, because it did it every pass. Revved it to like 8,500 RPM.
We shouldn't have, but
It used to back the rocker stands out of it. It was good, and then progressed to a bigger motor and more roll cage, and it now runs. It's been 1030 at 125 or 26 mile an hour.
And a straight axle.
Straight axle converted. Just put a 9-inch in it from Australian Rod Custom. They've sponsored that, so it's sitting at the moment because I think it's a little bit hurt, but we haven't done a lot of racing in the last 12 months. We've been pretty busy.
Yeah, just been super busy at work, so and we've been, Deb and I have been busy on the panel truck and
That's right.
finishing it and travelling around the countryside and all that sort of stuff. So So where was your first street race, Mason?
Depends what car. Well, I don't think I really raced anything until the bucket was done.
Yeah, you were into 4-wheel drives a lot
I did
before
a lot of
that.
burnouts.
In 4-wheel drive.
Burnouts in Suzuki
Jimneys.
and reverse donuts in my Polo, Volkswagen Polo.
That's right, I taught him how to do those.
all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I suppose first street race was probably the bucket.
Mm.
I couldn't tell you where, but because I'll probably get done now. No, I don't know. Same thing. I used to do a lot of burnouts down the road from work here. Fair bit of highway racing. But it took it to Lakeside a lot of times. Raced out at Lakeside there, did fairly well out at Lakeside. Yeah, it was a good car. So, got me a lot of experience driving, I suppose.
Yep.
Didn't get into too much trouble, thankfully. But, yeah. And then, yeah, obviously first track was Willowbank. Surface wasn't around.
Yep.
Yeah, and I've raced at Sydney, and that's about it. Racing wise, I've been to a lot of tracks now with other cars, crewing,
That's right.
crewing on people's cars.
A funny car.
So yeah, crewed on a nitro funny car for the last 2 years, which I've just given away just for lack of time, but it was a good experience. And
We've both driven a front engine drag stuff.
yeah, that I forgot about that altogether. But yeah, I worked away for a period of time and sitting out in the oil fields or gas fields, just bored with heaps of time. I found a front engine rail project, and middle of COVID, down in Ballarat. So I was rung Dad, and I was like, we should go halves in another race car. And I don't think he informed Mum for the first few days. Until we had all the measurements and made sure we would fit in the car, and yeah, then we ended up purchasing it, got it up from Ballarat, which was a mission in the middle of COVID, and then I don't think it sat around for long. We sort of got straight into it.
We got straight into it, I think.
And we built it relatively quick and just sort of slapped it together for Coralban. It was the first Coralban, actually, I think.
Could have, might have been, yeah.
Might have been the
might
second
the
one.
second or third, yeah.
And yeah, we put it together for Coralban and ran it out there, and then brought it home, rebuilt it, ran it out there again. Dad ran it out there.
I had a few passes in it.
Took it out to Warwick. Yeah, raced it out at Warwick once, and then that's sort of where we're up to now. We've gotten rid of that.
It's one of those things, though. I'm glad we did it because, you know, it's something that I've ticked off a bucket list now because I'm not getting any younger.
Yeah.
You know.
And I'll never do it. So
I can say I've driven a
I'd
front
love
engine
to,
rail,
but
you know,
yeah.
so yeah, just one of those things, you know. I've seen and read magazines about all these dragsters since I was a kid, so
Yeah, same thing. It wasn't an overly quick car, but still heaps of fun. It's, yeah, unless you've driven one, you'll never know
An
what it
experience,
feels
yeah,
like.
you can't sort of explain.
There's a reason they call them a slingshot dragster, put it that way.
Yep.
It's, yeah, it's a very cool experience.
Yeah. But just with other things we've got going on in our life on the gasser, and you're about to have a very fast hot rod, you know, the need for the front engine rail wasn't necessarily there anymore.
And the room, they take up a lot of room, but yeah, so that's now gone. That's down in Victoria, so it'll be good to, well, it's getting forward motor put in it, so it won't be that good, but it'll be good to see it getting used, put it that way. So cars I've had, it started with the HRs, 2 HR utes, then went to the bucket, had an AP5, Valiant wagon, a VJ sedan that was pretty clapped out, that just sat in the front yard and just got rev bombed to heat. Mum and Dad-
VJ sedan.
Yeah, the one I pulled that 265 out of. I bought it off Mick Roach.
I don't even remember that.
It sat in the driveway for about 6 months. Mum was
Right.
pretty impressed. Remember Callum and I used to just sit there and rev the shit out of it? Ran out of a Corona bottle. Anyway, it was, I had that, and then had an AP6 sedan that, did another build on, just cleaned it up. I ended up selling it, I blew that up, and then I sold it, and then, I bought the coupe through all of that as well, so the Model A coupe, that's close, it's inbound, and then, I got the VH wagon that we've got at the moment, so I think that's about it. As far as old cars.
So you're a Mopar guy, really?
Yeah.
All the Valiants you've had and the Hemi-powered bucket.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, and then just a front engine rail and a clapped out old Falcon.
Clapped out old Falcon.
I know I've done.
Give them their fluffy thing back.
Ooh, I want that.